Die Kamera? Du gibst mir okay, wenn ich was sagen soll. Kann ich? Hi, we are here at the Hive-Summit and in a few minutes we will start on that stage the event and hope you will enjoy all our speeches, discussions and so on. We will turn the music as well down. See ya. Hive-Summit. finally start the Hive-Summit Aachen, the first one we do. Actually, I'm more than happy that so many people came from all around Europe. A big thank you for this. You will see some of them on stage. And if I say you, I mean you online who are looking to this, because this is a hybrid event where we have just a few people here in that lovely church, and our video team will give you a few different views to the place here where you see where we are taking place today and what nice environment we have here. We already had some breakfast, so everybody is fueled up to a fair amount. We will start now the conference part of what we have here within our summit. Means welcome is more or less done. A big thank you on that part to all the supporting people. As I said, for you being here either online, in the recording or wherever. Our sponsors, we got some nice sponsors for the event. There is a Hive ticket later on in a draw for all people who like to follow us to Kuala Lumpur. Hive Fest, sorry. But he knows it way better because Roland is doing the Hive Fest in Kuala Lumpur. And not only this, many others. He will explain later on. And another big thank you at this starting point to the team who made all this possible, which is Louis88, who is sitting behind the live stream and trying to make sure that everything is working. Rivals, his brother, taking care of all the stuff you see here around chairs. He did with Michael and another Michael and Paul, and Kristin was helping here, and even Bernd, who is an attendee, helped us to set up everything here this morning in lovely Aachen. Probably I missed someone, and the most important one was Sansi, Cool Surfer, and Charlie Travels, which is actually my family who took care for the beautiful catering as they do it since many years on different other parts. So going from there, I like to show you a little bit what we have on the agenda today, or what the agenda of the Hive Summit is overall. Yesterday we had a very nice, relaxed gathering, and I don't have pictures here yet, at the highest point of the Netherlands, and the Drielandenpunkt, where the three corners of Belgium, Germany, and the Netherlands meets. We were hanging out there for 2-3 hours, chit-chatting. First people arrived, they got their badges there, and so on. Yesterday evening, we went to a cinema here in Aachen, Aix-la-Chapelle, or Aachen, however you like to pronounce the city, where we saw the Aix-la-Chapelle. French people in the audience, they know it way better than I. Yeah? So thank you again. We enjoyed the premiere of the FREECHAIN movie by Damir, who had his hands in this project. I will pull him on stage later on, and we probably have some question for that. Anyway, it was very interesting, very emotional to see what happened there. And today we have the conference day. I will come to this a minute later, but who will stay with us this evening. There will be some beery activities in town, you know me. We will have a breakfast and a clean planet walk tomorrow morning. As I said, we're doing it in Europe, in the heart of Europe. We will have the walk at the Belgium-Germany border to as well cover that part. So why a Hive Summit? So many people know me. I have a quite strong business background since 30 years in consulting and many other things. So I think it's time that we bring more businesses, in whatever kind of business they are, to Hive. Not only to buy stuff there, as well to use the powerful transactions and functions and all that stuff we have. And therefore, I'm more than happy to get a lot of professional business speakers for this event, where we talk about project ideas and others, where we might bring Hive functionality, other blockchain functionality, cross-chain stuff into our daily life. So there is, I think, a lot of potential. We will see, and thank you to another sponsor, the Conference, Confi with a 3 in the name, who sponsored us 10 tickets for their event on the 3rd and 4th of September in Dortmund, where we see even more people who are in that field, who are looking into, there's blockchain, but what can we do with it? What can we build on top of blockchain with all the benefit blockchain has? Transparency, you can't delete it, and. So there is more to come. And as we learned all the other years, there is way more room to grow companies' ideas. To my numbers I have in mind from statistics, we have 5 to 8% of people overall who are using blockchain technology so far. Means way room to come with cool business ideas, where Hive could be one part of it. As you know, all of this doesn't belong to a big company, belong to the community, and you can build all your stuff on it. We will have speeches about this. So the Hive Summit like to be maybe a little place where you can bring your ideas together, where we have a lot of discussions about this topic today, this evening, and the ongoing upcoming events. Whenever you like to do a Hive Summit, maybe in your town or something with this topic, let me know. We organize the domain and all the settings. Feel free to use it. Get some advice from us to do it in your country, wherever you are. Going further, move business to the blockchain. I more or less explained all this here. And I could talk hours about this, but I want to save some time. A big thank you to all the speakers who found their way to that lovely place. We will start with Andre over there. No, I need to update this device. It's not working as I like to have it. Oh, there. Sorin will be there. Roelandp with a lovely picture. The LordButterfly will talk about, you know that guy. Sonia is coming with some. Michael actually got 2 speeches, Kristin and another Michael. So stay tuned for a lot of information. Thank you for your time spending with us on that weekend here in Aachen. Aix-la-Chapelle? I will work on that. So today we will start with this topic. I'm in the middle of the opening speech from Detlev, which is me. And if I look to my clock, I still have 8 minutes. So I will guide you to what comes next. Andre, who is from Microsoft and lives as well in some other blockchain worlds. You will have fun with him with his 2 speeches today. Then we will have the FREECHAIN backgrounder, where we might ask some questions about this. Michael Berns will start to tell you a little bit about a project which I love so much because I lead it a little bit, Worldmappin, the Hive map service. Then Sonia will talk about Plaza in Luxembourg, and we will learn about her P2P marketplace stuff. And then we will go into a little, just 20 minutes podium discussion, maybe having 2, 3 questions and answers, and have a long break for lunch at 12:30. So this is up next. The second block after lunch, we will have Roelandp talking about a little bit about the future of the Hive Fest. Then Damir again with some information, latest stuff about the well-known VC project, which will help us to bring Hive into many other blockchains or many other blockchains to Hive. So this will be very interesting. Sorin will tell us a little bit about an initiative Offchain Luxembourg, and he knocks heavily my door to have an Offchain Aachen ongoing. We will discuss this later on this evening. And then my good old friend Michael from Berlin will talk about a project idea, a start he already made, where we talk about sports and Hive and what his project is. I'm really looking forward to this. Then we have Andre giving us some lectures from real life. He has some reference cases, some projects from NFT to Web3 to whatever. I'm really interested. I saw something about art. You have a picture with you. I'm looking forward to this. And again, this block will end with another 20-minute discussion round. So if you, while you're online seeing this, please comment underneath the last post from Louis, which I shared, and we will try to get your questions here on stage to get at least a little bit of feedback. Then, lucky us, we get some more food. Here at 3:30 for half an hour, there will be some nice cake around. To come to the last block, block 3, we will open this with a very special guest. And I don't tell you more about this yet. It will be a little surprise later on and a little surprise for a project idea. Then we have Kristin. It's a project where I moved her into Hive, which was a good idea and maybe not. I'm not 100% sure, because she adopted me as her source of Hive knowledge with a few questions each day. So this will bring us to a very important point, how Hive, blockchain, social media activities will show up in the eyes of someone who is new to this, which is actually something we all had many years ago, and I know it was painful. It was so much to learn, so many things we didn't know from Web 2 worlds, so this will something I'm looking forward what will happen. Then Sorin and Sonia will tell us a little bit about financial stuff, Innopay, using crypto in real life, as well from Luxembourg. Then Michael, who took the TBA role here, Michael Berns from the Worldmappin team, will explain us a little bit about what the Clean Planet initiative is, and we will see how we do some Clean Planet activities on Sunday morning after coffee. We will end up with another panel discussion, and I will do at 5:40 estimated time a little wrap up about what we had so far. I will take my notes, maybe I have some more questions, and we, lucky us here who found the way for the little prize we asked for the event, get some more food. So we will be probably happy and stuffed this evening, and this means we need some walk, and walk will be the networking we have here in a church, and as well, as you know me, be a Saturday challenge. It's a Saturday, so we will go into the city of Aachen. We'll see if we might get some new interesting tastes of different beers. So this gives me 2 more minutes on my speech. Hive and all the summit means engagement. It's nothing where I expected you sitting here, seeing all the presentation, eating all the food, and don't talk to others. So please, if there's anything, if you like to talk to someone, do. If you need an entrance and help or whatever to talk to someone, ask me or somebody else, because we are here for networking, for an exchange of information and knowledge. Why? Back to the start. businesses, blockchain, innovation, and this is the motivation we would like to give for a different future where we use Hive in a different way. So this so far. Thank you, Simon, and we will connect the next. No, that's not the next speaker. Nice try. Nah, not me. That fellow over there. Yeah. He tries to bring my agenda into trouble. Nice try, Simon. We saw this. So far, are there any questions from the audience? We have plenty of toilets in this lovely building. So there is some around the corner here. There's some over there. And if you really like to dive into the atmosphere of this old building, I don't recommend that one. Yeah. To give you all a little bit of information about the church, we will write something you see at the hivesummit.com where we are here and what we are doing here in that digital church. But now I like to call Andre on stage, but you need a little bit of time to connect your stuff, I think.
Maybe yes.
Good idea. It's good that I know my speaker and might give them a hand to bring all this. So give us 2 minutes and then we are here back with Andre on stage and everyone else might get some more drinks.
Perfect. Thank you very much. The pronouncement in French? Aix-la-Chapelle? Yes. Okay, I will try it again. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, good morning. My name is Andre Liesenfeld. I'm from Microsoft. I'm responsible in Germany in a sales way. My customers are enterprise customers, roughly 5,000 PCs and above. I'm responsible for the most of the customers with transportation, retails in Germany, like Deutsche Bahn, Lufthansa, and so on. And I have 2 hearts. Why I have 2 hearts? Because why is Microsoft here on stage? Because Microsoft is, at the end, the most of the time, a centralized solution, not a decentralized solution. If you talk about blockchain or blockchain technologies, it's always decentralized, or the idea is decentralized. For sure, if we have a private DLT blockchains in our environment, that's a little bit different, but at the end, always all solutions around this world are centralized. If you see Google, Microsoft, AWS or whatever, it's always centralized. And that's the reason why I'm saying it's a little bit, I have 2 hearts. Because since 2015, I think it was the first idea of myself. I see a colleague behind me and he told me, hey, wow, I make $2 now, see that? I said, what do we do there? I'm minting Bitcoins. Okay, and yeah, I heard that, but I have no idea about this technology. And I see that, and after 2 weeks later, I'm making my first own wallet, put 100 euro in this wallet and see in the next day, wow, 120, that's amazing. Okay, and I think I was the best minter, the best idea to go with Bitcoin there. 1 day later, I see only 50 euro. And that was my first touch point with this technology. And yeah, that's my two hearts. One way I see the technology and the idea behind decentralization, because decentralization is, I think, a little bit freedom. If we have decentralization around this world, you can change the world, socialized, economies, and so on. On the other hand, you need trust. And if you go to a centralized solution, most of the industry customer use this centralized solution because they need trust. And they need an environment that is built up or in a way of law there. Today, I talk a little bit about new things. And I see this picture there, Web3. Yeah, for sure. Every people talks about Web3, but behind that, we see another technology that's coming massive. It's AI. And AI will change all things also of blockchain technologies. Because it's very easy to write a smart contract or write everything in a very AI agent way. And I see, and I show it a little bit later in a live session. That's the reason why I have two hearts. And yeah, that's the reason why I say it's AI and Web3 transformation. Well, sorry. I'm sure you're totally familiar with the journey of Web 1, 2, and 3. It's not so far away. If you see that 1990, roughly, is Web 1, only with a reading technology. I'm a little bit older. I'm sitting in my office with a normal PC, not with a laptop. Most of the PCs are wired. And it's a reading solution at the end. Many companies are coming up, Google and so on, to see and to collect information from the internet. Years later, and 15 years later, and that's, to my mind, we are living in a Web 2 world, actually. Because we are collecting things from the internet. We made new things, like the easiest thing, make pictures, stream it via Instagram, Facebook, or whatever to the internet, and we collect them from other people. We are working together, but today we are living in a Web 2 world and not in a Web 3 world. Our wish here is maybe to have solutions on Hive, on Ethereum, whatever, to have a new world, because we are a little bit, yeah, we have the idea, two hearts maybe, to have the ownership of our own ideas, of our own trust in this environment. And that's the idea of Web3. To have it decentralized, maybe yes, maybe no, because if you're going to a public blockchain, yes, it's totally decentralized. And every person can read that. Yeah? If you're going to Ethereum or whatever, you can read the smart contracts in a very clear way. If you can do that, if you're a coder, you can read that. I'm not, but that's very easy to read that because it's public. If you're going to an own environment in an infrastructure of your own company, like a DLT solution, then you have your own trust there. But yeah, it's a little bit decentralized. But the ownership of this information's going to you. And that's the totally difference from Web 2 to Web 3. The new thing is, and I say it's Web 4. What's the new thing? The new thing is it's always in a way of self-processing. Every AI solution can write a smart contract in seconds and prove that, is the smart contract okay? If there happens in a security way, is there any security issues in this smart contract? Then you can change it in a very short way. And these AI solutions change everything because you can use it as a blockchain as a service model in a new way. And you live and act with that. Maybe it's happened next week. Maybe it's happened in 2 years. But at the end, it will happen in the next years, definitely. If you see the fast growing of ChatGPT, of Perplexity, or whatever solution you use, it's massive. And that will change all our life. More than the internet was, for sure. It's the internet of intelligence. That's the new thing. The internet is thinking about you. Maybe you have fear about that, but the end is the internet will change our ideas of live and of life. It's 2 things, or 3 things. First, it's about AI agents. Who's familiar with AI agents? Who's coding AI agents? 1, 2, 3, 3, okay. Who's using AI agents daily? Wow. That's good, very good. AI agents is not AI, for sure, yeah? If you have an always on assistant and they act proactively with your environment, with your office, with your life, that's an AI agent. You can program that without any interaction from your side because the AI agent knows about you. And that's different. Maybe you have fear about that, but the end is they will come up for sure. We cannot change that. And that's the next thing, and we are also a ring of that, is to have variables. Brain computers, okay, it's a little bit different, yeah. You see what Elon Musk they're doing there, but they will come up, yeah, with rings, with clocks or so whatever, with clothes. They are intelligent and they're connected to the internet. Yes, maybe I have only 1 ring, yeah, or a smartwatch, but they will come up with clothing, with everything, with shoes and so on. There are always IoT devices, they're connected to the internet with an agent. Hey, you're walking today only 8,000 steps, and now you must go to there and so on. It's not only the ring, it's you, and the internet gives you the information. And that's the third thing, maybe it's decentralized. Because many people have fear about AI. That's okay, and that's totally right. If you are going to a decentralized solution like blockchain technologies, you can streamline that, AI and blockchain together. And maybe that's the new thing of Web 4 and not Web 3. I discussed this with many customers outside, outside this crowd because you are familiar with blockchain technologies. My role is to find solutions, to find use cases in the industry, make blockchain sense or not. And for sure, 99% of all use cases are not on blockchain technology because they're missing the trust. They're missing compliancy. They're missing security. Yes, there are use cases outside, and I'll show a little bit later on my second heart, but most of them, they are not streamlined with blockchain technologies. Maybe in the future. And now I can show a little bit. Detlev, what is my timing? A few minutes is perfect. Yeah. That's a video only for the online participant, but I can show it a little bit proactively because I make a very, very, sorry, 1 second. Oop. For sure maybe you're familiar with Copilot. Copilot is our Microsoft solution. And we use actually, in the right button, we use actually GPT-5 for this. And I'm still from Microsoft and I don't using Perplexity or whatever. And yeah, in my private life, maybe yes, but not in the business life. And I can show you how easy it is to create a basic agent on Hive, to write a smart contract for an NFT solution. Very basically, for sure, but it's very easy. First, create a basic agent that can mint a digital collection NFT on a Hive blockchain. Second thing, use ERC 721, it's NFT, yeah? Standard for the Ethereum platform. Then keep a simple code on that easy to understand is. Add comments to explain to each part of that. That's all. Go for it. What Copilot does is they analyze the information that are right there and make a clear understanding. Okay, we make the possibilities, we collect that, and so on. Pop, 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 pop. It's working. Yeah, take time, sometimes. Ah, sorry, the wrong one. There, sorry, again. Yeah, because we need create an agent. Sorry, that was the wrong folder. Okay, that's in German, sorry for that. The agent will set up a very simple NFT on Hive blockchain with this standard, and we need a name for that. Okay, the name is Hive NFT Mint Agent, okay, yes. You can write it in German or you can write it in France or Netherlands, in whatever you need. And we have one part on this side. I can write in the agent everything and give him some ideas and whatever. On the other hand there is the agent. And now we have, yeah, okay, that's all. Now make NFT, only with one hand, yeah, collection, with the name, a cool name we need. Detlev. You take Detlev. Make an NFT collection with the name Detlev. And the agent make now the coding. Very easy. Yes, that's simple code, yeah, for sure. But you see that. You see the code for the NFT. And now we make a burning solution, yeah, to burn the NFTs. Oh. So now we have a short explanation what is burning, yeah, in the NFT world. Then we have now here the burning solution itself. Maybe alternatives and so on. And then show me the code. The next thing is to go to how can we implement that to a Hive blockchain? How can we implement that to Solana? How can we implement that to whatever? It's very easy to port that to another solution. For sure, that's very simple code, yeah? And many people are showing, okay, that's too easy, yeah? But it's only a simple way to have an idea of what's coming up with an AI agent for blockchain technologies. Very easy, very simple, and every people in this room can code that. Without any idea, without any technology background, you can code that. And that's the next thing, to have a Web 4 environment. Okay, that's all from me, from my side, for this. Maybe we have a discussion. Please ask me, have you any questions about Microsoft, about coding, about NFTs? I have some NFT solutions there, and I love NFTs. Yeah. Yeah.
May I borrow your microphone?
Yeah,
Thanks.
for sure. Thank you very much.
First of all, Klaus, you got it. We will have a little podium discussion later on, otherwise we will run totally out of time. But please stay. Oh, I have to switch on my audio. Oh, I know it. It was the first time Louis told me to switch it on. I know it is third time I didn't switch it on. I have to buy him something. So, okay. As spending your time here, we like to give at least something little back from our Worldmappin sponsor. A nice cap. Yeah, might work, might help. And some nice stickers as well. Big thank you. I will explain you later on what's going on with this. Yeah?
The next world tour with my wife, yeah.
We were working on that.
Thank you very much.
This gives us 2 more minutes for a little break before we go further with Damir, LordButterfly, and talk about the FREECHAIN movie. 2 minutes break.
Guck mal, die kennst du noch gar nicht, ne? Guck mal.
Okay. I think there was already a nice discussion around Andre and his ideas. We will follow up this later on in our little panel. Everyone is coming back after getting a little more coffee, water, or whatever. And as I said, we had this lovely FREECHAIN movie yesterday in the cinema, and I'd like to ask LordButterfly to join me on stage. We don't want to have a full presentation because this would take 2 or 3 hours. Anyway, we have the audience here and maybe some people on the live stream who might come up with some questions. But let me start with it. What drove you and the team behind it to even make this video?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Detlev, first of all. Great organization. This isn't the first time that the film has been showed, so I just want to ask you guys, how many of you saw it for the first time here in Aachen? Yeah, quite a few of you. So if you have any reviews, you can always write it down on the Hive blockchain. Keep them nice. So, like many ideas on Hive, all the best ideas for doing stuff came from a Hive comment section. I wanted to kind of see if it would be possible to take a story that happened only on the blockchain, only on the internet, and kind of see if it would be transferable to a medium like film. Kind of have this approach to a lot of things when it comes to Hive and technology, that if you can think it, you can probably do it. So I guess it's good that I want to make a film and not go into medicine or something. That's a joke. So it was very tough at first trying to put this project to fruition, because the whole idea, you have to first develop a certain concept, and then from that put it into practice. And kind of the big obstacle was actually to kind of see how we could take these stories from the blockchain and turn them in something that's presentable through a script. And it's good that I managed to find a great team of people to work with that had experience in doing this. Our director is an award-winning director, had films in a lot of award-winning festivals, and like Berlinale and certain others as well. The whole, once you develop a concept, it gets much easier following up the whole story. We kind of added the whole idea of the narrator as a character in itself. So we're kind of moving away from the whole talking head documentary film feeling, where you're kind of stuck in a certain way you're presenting the story. So we kind of try to refresh it in that manner a bit. If we did a good job or not, that's basically on the audience to decide. But it's been a great experience doing it. Took a bit more time than I expected. It's not easy making film, what I found out in the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it's finally seeing it delivered what you were expecting. And for the premiere in Mexico that happened 2 years ago, we really loved the response from the audience, and a lot of emotions come up to the surface. And yeah, it's always good to see that the actual people the story is told about enjoy the film. That's kind of the big thing for me as a part of the community, and making something that's creative, coming from down deep for myself as well. So it was a great feeling working on this. I'm open to questions. And
maybe help you?
Yeah.
Thank you, Damir. It was very, very interesting, and indeed the emotional movie. I do have a couple of questions. First, about how did you get Andrew Levine to intervene in the movie? Was it before or after Coinos? And now going to come back to Hive. That would be great, I think. That's my first question, but I have others.
Well, for the second question, I don't think I have an exact answer for you. That would be something you would have to ask Andrew himself. But he was very open to talking with us. When we started trying to figure out who we're going to invite, we actually reached out to everybody that was involved. We tried to contact the Korean community. We tried to contact even Justin Sun himself to get his input on things. But you know, it's a big no from that part. But for Andrew, he was very open to discussing things with us. He had quite a bit to say, and yeah, he's been very supportive during that time of what Hive built in the end, and it was really great to have his input as somebody who experienced that from the other side. In many ways, he as head of communications for Steemit, they did experience a part of the backlash, maybe unjustifiably, during that time, while they were feeling as part of the community. So they were between two fires in a sense. So I think his perspective was valuable in that way.
Other questions?
What time frame the community has to act to make the Hive structure, the smart contract out of it? So you have the freeze, to make the action afterwards.
Well, it was a couple of months, I think, of the war between him. Mm.
Then people have to get them to put the money back. So there was a time frame. So how long was it?
Well, do you mean for the actual lawsuit that came? Yeah, but it took a good amount of time, more than a year, to get the funds back. Of course, I mean, he eventually did lose the lawsuit, but not all the funds were returned. Some people, for some reason, weren't a part of the lawsuit themselves, so he got to keep some money. But the big important thing was that that actual law applied new approach to how they see blockchain and cryptocurrency working in regards to the forks that he committed to steal the money. So they didn't accept that as a normal function of the blockchain. They saw it in a malicious manner, which was quite a big deal for us as well. And that funds are now probably all stored on Hive. The Steam was sold. That's a good thing always. So, any more questions?
Wait a second. Wait. We have an issue because if you don't talk in this microphone, people don't hear you. If you don't talk in this microphone as well, we don't hear you online. So I insist a little bit. Hi.
Has the movie been seen by people outside of Hive? If yes, what's the proportion between Hivians viewing the movie and other people? And what was their reaction and what feedback did you get from them? Thanks.
Yeah, so the way the film is set up, the first part kind of covers the basics about crypto, and then the second part is the part where we cover the story. It's kind of an answer to the questions that the first part sets up. So it has kind of, we build it so it has an appeal for the outside of Hive audience. For the percentage of people who saw it, probably like 10% was Hive, and then 90% were these other viewers. We sent it out to a lot of industry professionals to view it, to review it, to maybe see if they would pick it up and show it on streaming services. That's still being worked on as well. It's been shown at a few festivals. It's been shown in universities as well to students. In the United States, one Hiver actually is a professor that I wanted to show it to a student. So that also happened. And here, we're also working on a few other places. It might show up online as well to show it to all the Hivers that weren't lucky to be in Mexico or Aachen, but yeah, it's been seen, maybe not as much as I would like as a producer of the film, but that was the goal. So I understand your sentiment here. Any more questions?
Okay, we will keep some more questions for the
later.
panel or for later on, or for the beer evening, we will see. So thank you. We will see you later on stage again. But wait.
Do I get a hat?
Even your head with still a lot of hair on it might be good for a cap. And be careful, there are some stickers in it from Worldmappin.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
So we will have a little 2-minute break again before Michael Berns from the Worldmappin team will explain a little bit what's going on within that project. See you in 2 minutes. Now we will have Michael Berns on stage. Please join me. And as you see, he will talk about Worldmappin. That's a nice sponsor with all the caps and all the other stuff. So, Michael, you may like to have the clicker.
I would love to have the clicker.
Yeah.
Okay. It's great to be up here again and talking about Worldmappin, a project that's quite inspiring actually, and where many people come up to me and talk about it when they see, you know, the Worldmappin hoodie or whatever, and they just, you know, they want to see the project growing, and we have big plans coming up. And let's first talk about the roadmap of Worldmappin. Worldmappin used to be called Steemit Worldmap. Ouch. Worldmappin used to be called Steemit Worldmap back in 2017. A couple of years later, it was rebranded to Pineapple in 2020. And 4 years later, when the project was doomed to be shut down, thanks to Detlev, who acquired and humbly always says that he doesn't manage the project. It is now called Worldmappin. All of the points you can see on the roadmap is what we have achieved so far over the past year. We've had 3 integrations to PeakD, to SNC quite recently this year, and to Distriator. Many more integrations are to come. We went open source thanks to Artelt, who showed up this morning. We had a big split release where we increased the usability and the speed of the site itself. We launched a delegations program. We recently also had the 3rd challenge launched, which is currently still active, so make sure to go and post. Here is our lovely team. We have very big changes coming up. Now the Worldmappin roadmap is going to be taking a sharp turn towards the upside. We have onboarded 3 new users in green, 3 new developers actually, one being Asgarth, which is known for the development for PeakD, and he's helping out with the management of the development team. As you can see, the team is growing really quickly and it's starting to become a little bit chaotic. And so we needed someone to manage all the dev stuff. We've onboarded 2 more developers purely for the UI design and Eben for the front end. On the left, you can see the happy faces from one of our meetups that we had online to discuss the changes and the things where we're going to be moving towards. What is the Worldmappin community? We are, of course, a travel community, as you might think from the map and the blogging, and we are the largest travel community on Hive, and we are continuing to grow every single day. All the content is curated, and we have 5 active curators working every single day to go through the 90 to 100 posts that we have every single day and curate them and put them in the Travel Digest posts and filter out the high quality content that is being put out. The map itself is more than just travel content. It is a place where you can go and explore a new location you might want to check out. Or maybe, you know, it's a bit too far away and you just zoom into the map and discover some hidden gems that maybe you will never visit, or maybe you will get inspired so much by them that you will travel to them. To remind you of the guidelines for posting on Worldmappin. As you know, we have 5 curators, and the quality standards for posting on Hive are quite high. And we want to keep increasing this, and we have a very nice guideline post to support you in making this content high quality. The first rule would be to pin your posts. The current supported languages are English and Spanish, and of course you can post in both. We do not support any AI usage. We do not want the use of any AI content on the world map, because there's just, when you post using AI, the post itself doesn't come off as genuine. And when you read it, you don't get this personal touch from a traveler that travels. We will also want this to be your first-hand experience. We don't want you to just travel about a hotel or food. There are many other great communities for that, and we're going to be expanding Worldmappin to support all of those communities. Worldmappin is really, truly about traveling, and if you want to talk about a hotel or a restaurant, it should be part of your travel. What is the Worldmappin map? On the left, you can see the mobile view of the map, and actually this is Nina Eatz's personal profile, and you can see she is quite a busy traveler with over 140 pins on the map already. The Worldmappin map, as I've mentioned, is there for you to share your experiences and make it discoverable to other people. You discover a hidden gem and make it public for other people to discover. And even if there are 100 posts in one city, there is no way that you won't be able to find a hidden gem yourself. In order to encourage users to keep posting and making great content on Hive, we already have the 4th leaderboard implemented. 3 of them are for the challenges, and there is a big leaderboard with users having over 400 points already for the curated content. And as you make good content and get curated by our team, you will climb the leaderboard. This is actually quite an important topic. And how do you make your first post to Pineapple? Sorry, Worldmappin. There are only 3 things that you really need. And I'm going to try and make this fast so it actually sticks. First, you need the code of the pin, which you get from the website. 2, you need to create a post where you drop that code. And 3, of course, you need amazing content. I will get into it. So head over to worldmappin.com. Then you press the Get Code button. You zoom into the location. And to help you to find where you actually want to pin the code, you can change to the satellite view. Yes. Correct. There are many ways of, there are actually 3 main ways, I would say, how you can make a post. SNC has recently made an integration, however, it only works on PC at the moment. On Peak D, you can zoom in directly from the map. Thank you for the question. This method is how you would do it on any device, on your mobile, without any confusion, I would say. So step 4 would be you are zoomed into your location, you just pin on the map, you see the code, you press on the code button, and if you've pressed on it, you will have it successfully copied to your clipboard. Now that you have the code, all you have to do is head over to your front end where you want to make the post from. Here is an example of SNC. So at the bottom, you just click Create Post, write your amazing content. Step 3, don't forget, paste your code so it actually shows up on the map. And also don't forget to include it in the Worldmappin community if it's a travel post. And then just hit publish. And after a couple of seconds, you will see that the comment bot will reply to you and will let you know that your post was successfully added to the map. And that's it. And this is what your post will look like. Question?
How do you handle if you do on a road trip? You're not on a special part and you want to have a lot of pictures, but you're on a trip. Yeah. My question is, how do you handle it if you do some road trips and not especially vacation? How do you pin it?
Yep. So basically what you're talking about is how do you pin multiple locations going from A to B with multiple pictures and multiple posts, maybe multiple blogs. We're actually now trying to integrate as many features, and that is one of the features that we're going to be working on in the next couple of months. It is a very desired feature from many users that have come to us and said, you know, making blogs on one location is cool, but how do I merge this? Can I make a from A to Z roadmap of going from Berlin to Aachen, where I don't know, took the motorbike and made 3 stops on the way. Worldmappin is more than just a community. On the left, you can see the stats changes from the past 6 months. The community grew by almost 1,000 users. We've had an increase of 10,000 pins on the map itself, and the number of posts are slowly inching up to 110, 120, and it just keeps giving more and more work to the curators. What have we achieved so far? Of course, gamification. We're now on our 3rd challenge, and this is a point that we want to work on and want to continue to improve on. The engagement of Worldmappin is constantly growing. People don't only come to us with questions about how to make a post, but they come to us actively to ask questions about Hive itself. We are a multilingual curation team, and we're actively seeking more languages to support curation. And of course, since July of 2024, we are open source, and we will continue to be open source. Optimizations. Here are some nerd stats, some of the big changes that were added. First of all, of course, the loading speed, which was increased by a whopping 5-fold. And of course, the network optimizations, because when you load up the website, you have to now load 145,000 pins. And if you have an unstable connection, it might take a little bit longer. And so with a very slow connection, doing so, it would usually take you 45 seconds. With a bit of optimizations, we got it down to 4. The big question, where are we headed? In the bottom left, you can see a filled up map with about 1.5 million pins on the map. So at the moment, we're not really worried about optimizing the clustering algorithm anymore or finding a better solution for pinning the pins on the map. So we are switching our focus to redesigning the website and promoting the high quality content that we have on there, because our curators are working tirelessly every single day. On the left, you can see a little sneak peek of the first couple of design ideas of what the website might look like. And some of the ideas are, of course, even more gamification, even more details, even more stats for the user, where they have traveled to, how much of the world have they explored in percentage-wise. Of course, we want to, as I just said, feature the travel stories, the high-quality content. And we want to make it your personal hub, your personal place where you go to the website and you just have your bookmarks saved up for the next trip. You have your road trips saved up, as we've just discussed. And of course, we need to work on the SEO optimizations. We need to get more eyes on the content, and this might be a good way to bring new users to Hive from the Web 2 world. Don't forget to participate in the challenge. There will be prizes. We're giving out Hive Fest tickets as well as merch. Thank you for your attention, and thank you very much for your support.
Michael, thank you very much. I nearly forgot something because you know there is a Worldmappin team and they sponsored you as well a nice cap and some stickers. You might know how to handle that. Sorry.
One quick question. What is the economics of this initiative? What are the economics? Does it get funding from the outside, or is it voluntary on a voluntary basis only, or funding from the Hive community? Thank you.
Yes, so for 1 year, we were funded by the DHF proposal. Recently, we got another DHF proposal, which means we're now funded for the next 2 years. The idea eventually is, of course, to get outside funding. And one of the solutions would be, for example, to promote the content that we have from genuine users for hotels, shops, HBD stores, and get funding from that way.
As I'm a little bit involved with this project, I love to have a deeper discussion with you about crazy ideas how to fund it. Because the next 2 years we are searching for, let's say, not each way of getting funded, a sustainable way to use this, all this content, all this really hand-checked information with quality into different ways. So any ideas heavily welcome, and use Michael or me for discussions on that. We will have another 2 minutes break. We put your question, Kristin, into the panel. I'm more than happy to announce another expert here on stage. Sonia will explain probably a few things about herself with her own words, because she can do it way better than I can do. And she will talk about Plaza.lu and what is all behind. Thank you.
With pleasure. Thank you, Detlev. Thank you for the invite, and thank you everyone for being here today. Yes, quick maybe a word about me. So I'm Sonia. I'm based in Luxembourg, and my background, as we say, is more legal. I'm a boring tax lawyer. I had nothing to do with tech or blockchain or anything, but I travel a little bit. And so I'm from France originally, and I moved to Malta at some point. And this is where I got to know about blockchain and ICOs, and I found it very exciting. And so I got into it. Okay. And so this is, when I moved to Luxembourg, I was giving that very boring tax speech at the blockchain week in Luxembourg last year. And this is when I got to meet the guys from the Offchain Luxembourg Association. Including Sorin, who's here today and will tell you more about the Offchain Association per se. But after I gave that stupid speech about tax reporting, during the networking event afterwards, I met with Anthony, the president, and Sorin, and they come up to me and they say, oh, okay, that's interesting, but you know, we have something exciting to share with you if you're interested. And I thought, okay, tell me more. What's going on in Luxembourg, because it can be very, what's the word? Traditional. Luxembourg is really into boring financial services fund industry. And so I was really excited to think and to feel like there were some more innovation going on there. And I thought, okay, tell me more about this project. And they sold it to me as a crazy idea. We have this vision for Luxembourg to jump into the blockchain world using the Hive blockchain. And I had no idea what a Hive blockchain was. So when he used that crazy idea wording, and even mentioned that, oh, let's be pioneer, let's do this together. And when he used that word, pioneer, it made me think of the Wild West back in the 19th century. You know who had a crazy idea back then? Do you know those guys? Wells and Fargo? Rings a bell? This massive bank nowadays was actually built on a crazy idea. So what happened back in the 19th century, we all heard of the gold rush, right? And so at the time, you had Wells and Fargo working for that American Express Corporation. And they were working, providing coach services from the East Coast to the Midwest, which was already a big deal. It's huge, right? And they had gained the trust of their customers to transfer their mail, their goods, their gold, and their life assets from one point to another. And then when gold was found in California, Wells and Fargo figured, okay, our customers need our support to go all the way to the Pacific Ocean. So let's do it. Let's send our coaches all the way to California. And when they submitted that project to the board members of American Express, they said, that's crazy, that's stupid, we're not going to do it. So Wells and Fargo, what did they do? They partner up, set up their own business. Their customers followed them because they trusted them, and that worked out. Nowadays, everybody knows about this huge financial institution, and that was built on a crazy, stupid idea because everybody was too scared to do it. So this is basically what Sorin inspired me to do. When there is a challenge, you must have a crazy idea. You have that vision to support the community. So it's not only about lucrative goals. Okay, we need to make money to run a business, right? So we do need financial support. But what is important is also to have a vision in the sense we're here to support a community so that society gets better. And at the end of the day, everybody has it better. So this is pretty much how I felt. I felt very excited about that project that Sorin had. And so when there is a challenge, there is a vision, we'll find a solution, we'll find technical tools to solve it. So fast forward to 2025. What is our current challenge that we're facing? We no longer have a gold migration all the way to California or something, but we are reaching a stage in this global world where we have this huge access to technology, and we have a crazy improvement of, yes, technology and access to people all around the world, and the money is flowing very easily. We have access to goods and services, and we can also connect with people all around the world, people we have never met before, people who might not even exist and they're just avatar, and we have conversations with them, can happen. And all those people, we might never meet them, but it's a new way of communicating and interacting with people, so that's great. And economy has been doing well. I mean, we have faced a few financial crises, but all in all, in average, we can say that humankind really never had it better from a prosperity in economy, although not fair. I mean, not everybody has the same access to funds, but this is the world, the globalized world we have nowadays. So this is the expectation. Everybody is happy, things are easy, we have access to everything at the tip of our finger. But in reality, as you can see, maybe it's illustrated here, you might have heard that loneliness is the epidemic of the 21st century. So why is it we are feeling so lonely? Whilst we have an open world out there and we communicate with so many people on a daily basis? Is it really happiness when we don't have the capacity or the time to actually enter into local, meaningful relationships with our family, our friends, our neighbors, who sometimes you don't know? I mean, I've lived in my new house for like 2 years and I don't even know my neighbors yet. Don't judge me. I'll be trying harder. But this is a reality. In real life, there's so much we can do without time and energy. So with having said that, what is the vision here? So this is the challenge. We have access to everything, but we don't have meaningful relationships. It has become very, very difficult. So this is the state of things now. This is our challenge that was faced. And what is our vision? It's not about saying technology is bad or your neighbor is mean. It's about striking the right balance between connecting online, having access to many things, global market, but also having the opportunity to use that technology, this online technology, and connect, then transfer that interaction then in real life to connect with your neighbors because you need a service, you need something. It's also more beneficial to interact with human beings as opposed to computers. So this is what, with Sorin, when he explained that project to me, this is the vision he had when I met him. And so what is the solution? How do we go there? This is where Plaza is offering. So that is going to be our tool, this online platform that will allow to connect with our local community. So it's an online, it's a technology that will allow you to connect online with people, but locally. I can choose to be put in connection, contact with people around me in Luxembourg, for example. If you live here in Aachen, you can also decide to connect with people around you whenever you need gardening services. Or like me, maybe I would need German classes because I've been very hopeless with my German here. So maybe I will consider that to take German classes. And so The good thing about Plaza is that it will allow you to do so and also to generate trust, which is very important. And Andre mentioned that earlier in his speech, that what supports progress in technology is this trust you give into the technology and the people behind them. Because I don't know if XYZ is a real person, so you need also to build trust. And this is what Plaza will be doing. So in a nutshell, Plaza organization will be engaging with individuals through a new distributed information system with a dedicated blockchain backend and user applications, both available on desktop and mobile. And so this application will be designed to be as user-friendly as possible, using voice control and biometric authentication as well, for example. So we are focused on trust via reliable ratings. So the system will allow you to make sure that the rating of the person is not artificial. It's not because his brother say he was a good carpenter or something like that. There will be some certification system that will allow you to make sure the rating given to this service provider in your community is reliable. So what do? We create trust. In practice, what does that mean? When signing up to the platform, I obviously start by selecting my local community. So here I have Luxembourg, but I can set it up in the bigger, larger region, the Benelux or Germany, for example. So I sign up to the right community and I have to give some personal data. But the key here, because we are using the Hive blockchain technology, I will be owning my own personal certified data. And so there will be different certification levels. So for, it could be self-certification. There could be other levels like peer certification, and of course also what will be made available on the platform will be official certification by official authorities. And depending on the level of certification I choose, that will increase my rating, giving more trust to other actors on the platform. And so Plaza will then allow a portable individual secure data wallet. It also allow users to request certification from others. And also it will enable the initiation of interaction, either spontaneously, I know where to go, or it will give me suggestions. And suggestions will be powered by the AI capacity of the network. And then if all participants agree to interact, Plaza will provide certain services like record keeper or mediator, depending on the situation. So that is how it's facilitating the trust in the community. And it also safeguards, of course, personal data. As I was saying, you own your own data. And you can add certifications. You can document your skills. So if you need, again, a German teacher, I can find out on the app that this person has taught somewhere, or maybe he has degrees and he has been certified by certain authorities. So that will give trust, and I can do that for myself as well. If I have something to give away or something to sell, then I will own my own data on that wallet. And finally, Plaza also, having built all that trust, data being the key, we also facilitate transactions. So Plaza will offer a new business model by extending, combining concepts of virtual communities, so it's virtual in the first place, and then transacting in real life using local currencies. Of course, we're talking cryptocurrencies here that can be used on the ecosystem of Plaza. And so the network will transfer value to its backers via two main channels: the provision of services, goods, life experience. We agree on a certain amount on the platform. And then through the convertibility of its internal own currency, powered on the Hive blockchain, which in this case is a token we are issuing, the OCLT tokens. So we are actually now going through a phase of token offering, which happened on the Plaza.lu website. So if you want to be a pioneer and join us and build your own local community, you can go check out our website. We have all the details, and we have a white paper over there. We are MiCA compliant, even though we're not even reaching the relevant threshold for white papers. We actually made one available because we thought it's the right thing to do. So you will find all the details describing the characteristic of the token, which is pretty much a currency token to be used on the platform for exchange of goods and services. So it's available there. So feel free to go check it out. If you have any questions, you can also consult with me and with Sorin. And we thank you for your support and your time today. This is what I had. So I don't know if you have any questions, comments, concerns.
I have a question.
Shoot.
How do you look like with a cap
Oh,
on?
my hair, my hair is not going to fit, Detlev.
Give it a try.
Let's see. Good? Do I look good?
Cool. Picture, 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 picture.
Okay. Thank you for your gift.
You're welcome. So we will have questions later on. I will join you to one of the next panels, not the next one, but one of the other ones.
Okay.
And you are allowed to take the cap off again.
Great.
So this brings us to the upcoming panel discussion, where we will have 3 people with me here on stage. Give us maybe 5 minutes to create a nice setup, and then we are live again. And all the people here on site maybe follow up that leftover bread over there, because in, let's say, 30 minutes, there will some warm food waiting for you. I think we will go into the history of events with feeding people very well. Anyway, have fun. great input from all kind of directions. There's a question behind me, trends in blockchain. This is the panel, but maybe the audience. I know Kristin has a question to someone, might have some other questions around this. So let's do it like this. And I know you are not prepared at all, and this is what I love. If you give me a short is not many words, description of what you think trends in blockchain are this or next year. Andre, you did a speech in that direction. You may start.
Well, thank you very much. The trends, yeah, totally agree with many financial services is CDBCs. Yeah. Actually, there are stable coins and CDBCs. That's the trend actually in blockchain technologies. If you see that you talk with Luxembourg or many financial countries, CDBCs is that's actually the trend for this and for the next year. I will not say blockchain is dead. That's not true. But if you see NFT solutions, if you see many other things, it's always behind treasuries. If you see today, I think this is the all-time high of Ethereum today. If you see that, many people invest in these technologies only to get money. That's all. There is no use case behind that, and that's not good for the blockchain technology. On the other hand, maybe blockchain is dead in this solution, to find any use cases. Financial sector is the trend for that, for this year and for next year.
Interesting topic. I think political wise, we see how stable coins get into the head of many politicians with ugly haircuts and other things like this. So from there, Michael, trends in blockchain maybe into direction of Worldmappin or overall?
Yeah, I think overall we've definitely seen a bit of an oversteer in the direction of over gambling, and with the meme coins and all of the hype around it. I mean, that's why people are just scared to get in. But I think it will, I think that will change over time for sure. People from Web2 will realize that, their accounts are getting shadow banned. They're not getting the visibility from it, especially on Hive, becoming more active over the recent year. It's, it just opened my eyes way more, because you get to connect to people from around the world way quicker than if you would try to do the same thing on Web2, for example. For example, if you make a YouTube post, good luck, that's going to take a lot of work to get the same visibility compared to Hive. Other trends, I mean, I think we're going to see a surge and spike in Web2 users. We're seeing the trend going up right now, and I think it will continue.
Yeah, fully agree with that direction. Damir, some negative trends, or you said you like to be a little bit more shaky?
Well, I'd say the overall trend currently is general cynicism in where crypto is going. Well, I mean, again, it's very hard to guess what the next meta will be. For the last bull market, we had NFTs. For the beginning of this one, if we still consider it ongoing, we had meme coins, which ties into the cynicism. It's always focused on short-term gains currently, and if I'm going to tie it to BSC, for example, and cross-chain, that would be what I would consider a necessary trend to enter the crypto ecosystem for us to move towards more mainstream adoption without dealing with these core issues tied to the fundamentals of how cryptocurrency ecosystems work. That's not going to be possible. And then again, you have these AI tokens, AI in general in crypto, that are still hard to justify tokenization for. They're basically being used as kind of a funding mechanism instead of actually using the blockchain in some kind of utilitarian manner. So even that trend that was present also at the beginning of this year is still kind of questionable in my mind. So I'm not sure where we're going at this point. We're going to have to see if the ETFs will remain the kind of the main story of this cycle. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case.
There we go. I want to add that. You're totally right. Yeah, I think it's in this cycle. It's ETF driven. Yeah, it's not normal cycle because we see it's a Bitcoin cycle. It's come from the normal fiat money, go to the Bitcoin, go to Ethereum, go to the small cap coins, and maybe to the meme coins. Yeah, maybe AI can help to drive blockchain technology, because if you set up an AI technology, you have not the trust. Is this true? What's coming up from the AI? And maybe blockchain technology can help to make a proof of trust level for AI. We see this small things there, and maybe that can help to have another cycle for blockchain to combine AI and blockchain technologies together. Yeah? One thing creative, one thing trust. Maybe that's the next idea of that.
I saw already in the audience some hands up, and Sorin is full of questions, I know.
Thank you to the panelists, thank you to you, Detlev. I have a view that is, let's say, quite present in my mind, that that would be another trend I want to have the opinion of the panelists about, namely the trend of blockchain and the world of laws and regulations coming together in a way. So approaching one of the other. So we all know that we speak about blockchain mainly because Bitcoin was a reaction to failures that were perceived in the way that laws and regulations managed to keep our societies clean and honest. And there was a clear feeling that another mechanism was needed. And this technology initially started as something that can create trust and keep people honest, acting honestly without the need of the law. And now I feel that with MiCA in Europe and with the Clarity Act and Genius Act in the US, more and more legislations are coming toward blockchain and taking, let's say, showing awareness of blockchain. And on the other hand, I believe that in blockchain, one of the powerful trends that we can discuss is projects that tend a hand toward the efforts that are shown in the from the law world and the regulations world. So they are making, so the old world is making regulations for blockchain, and perhaps the blockchain world that was so keeping us remote from the laws, perhaps we should see more projects, and we will see more projects that try to play the game of laws and regulations. What do you guys think?
As this was a little bit longer question, could you drill it down to one sentence that I have these gentlemen's answer that directly? The description was perfect, but short.
Do you think we will see more projects in the blockchain world that will try to be aware and accommodate the laws that are being given for us?
Perfect.
Very simple, no. Very simple. The reason is, environment, you bring freedom, you bring other social impacts to these people. And My feeling is the government don't want that. You're right. Every people here in the room wants to have that, because we are a little bit nerdy and we are thinking about other technologies, other ideas of the world. But to be fair, the government don't want that. And that's the reason why we have not the freedom of Führerscheine on driver license on the blockchain. We have not the government ideas on the blockchain. That will not happen. Maybe in 10 years. My feeling is not tomorrow.
What I think is going to happen is, I mean, I personally don't have an issue with these laws and regulations. Some people do. I think they're going to be kind of an invitation from legacy companies, legacy systems to come into blockchain. The blockchain itself, the blockchain industry at its core is going to keep separate in many ways. You can see that from the recent stablecoin regulations that came out. Even if you take an example with HBD and Hive, Hive in many ways isn't affected. This kind of focuses only on centralized stablecoins. So, but I'm also expecting to see a lot of more crackdowns, because even though we like to discuss decentralization in the crypto industry, a lot of these projects aren't decentralized at all. So a lot of these regulations could apply to them, and we're going to see a lot of, let's call it crying on-chain and off-chain from a lot of these different companies that claim to be one thing while they're entirely centralized or have, small operator sets, or, basically aren't as what they're presenting themselves to be. So in many ways, the, let's call it CT, or the crypto community online, is going to make waves and a lot of discussion around this problem. So that's kind of my opinion on what's happening.
I think power and control is just human nature, and people will definitely try to put regulations in, and it's going to be really our job to make it in the right way. And we have to stay strong and have to stay together.
And we all shouldn't forget, every few years we have elections. And maybe crypto law, crypto activity will soon be a part with other countries, maybe not. Looking to the east.
Not, or you have different things about election.
Who buy?
We live in an industrial and good environment in the middle of Europe or in US or in Asia. If you are living in Africa, in South America, you have different problems. And from my point of view, blockchain technology is made for these people, for this country. Yeah.
On Hive, we have several countries where this already started. If you look to Venezuela, where many people are active with some little shops using HBD and other things, as a start.
Yeah, for sure.
As we all went to the lovely city of Split last year, a little coffee shop said, well, I do it. A day later, it was crowded with people paying with that funny money stuff, crypto. And the owner said, well, what's going on here? So the world is changing, and the governments are still in a different way thinking. So let's see what it will end up. Having this in mind, any other questions from the audience? Michael. Now it's way more easy with two microphones on a microphone.
Hi, what do you see in kind of usability? Everybody knows using Hive is not as easy. And what do you see in trends, how get it easy, like using Instagram or Facebook or whatever?
Good question, but don't steal the speech from Kristin.
Yeah, I'll go. I mean, I don't want to give away too much from the presentation that I'm going to hold, but that's something that we at VSC are working very diligently at. And it's tied to wallet interoperability, communication between blockchains, ease of transactions or transfers of value between different blockchains, which isn't currently possible. There are some bridge solutions, they're mostly centralized, but definitely something that has to be worked on. That will be an obstacle for getting into the mainstream, especially if you take into account that us crypto users are kind of used to the friction that exists in crypto, the obstacles. Web 2 at the same time is kind of dealt with that in a good way. So we have to kind of get to that level of user experience. Again, I'm starting to go into my own presentation a bit, so that's kind of what I feel in a short viewpoints when it comes to usability in crypto. We have to reduce or work on the user experience that's tied to the core issues that exist to functioning cryptocurrency ecosystems right now.
I'm just going to keep it, I think, short and simple. Phones sucked 20 years ago, and we managed to get through it. And now they're actually really complicated, and I think we'll find solutions for it. And it's definitely a big pain point that I agree we have to work on.
We need the killer application for blockchain, yeah, at the end. I'm not sure, blockchain is, from my view, is infrastructure. But we need on top on that, we need the application for us together. And if we found that, and I don't know, maybe is it on Hive, maybe is it on other blockchain technologies, we must found this killer application for us. And then we are going into a massive growing. And maybe we see that tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, we have. If I see only the coding of we see Web 2 applications and bring it back to Web 3 back, or we port it to Web 3, and it's not a real use case. The currencies of blockchain is usage, and if you have usage in the blockchain technology, then we are growing. Maybe we see that next year. I don't know. Yeah? Maybe never. I don't know.
As you see, all these folks are really hungry. So we will make a break now, but before the thank you. Thank you for your information. Thank you for your future thinking thoughts about all the stuff. We have 2 more panels in a day, but now we have a little break. But before we do the little break, you know, an event like this deserves a blue shirt, t-shirt, whatever. So there are, and this is mainly for the people who look from the far distance, to move yourself next time to that place or to another place where a Hive event took place. Maybe you go to the Hive Fest to Kuala Lumpur or to other places, because everyone now gets a lovely blue t-shirt. Rolly, come to stage, because we have the creator of this as well here, and this is what I so enjoy on Hive. You look around, you find people who can do things. So this gentleman here came all the way from Prague with a car and a friend to bring us this handmade t-shirts, which he did, I don't know, in your bathroom or bedroom or somewhere else.
Actually, it was a kitchen.
Actually, so many thanks, and this is community. So I looked around to have some event shirts, and he showed up and said, well, I can do it if you like. So we have a chit chat, some days forward, backwards, forwards, weeks, yeah. And we ended up with something nice. So everyone here in the audience will as well get a nice blue shirt for lunch. Essen. will start. I have two more little housekeeping things. I need to know for the further food delivery the amount of vegetarians we have in a room, because we saw that a lot of vegetarian food was not so much touched. So if there is anybody who don't want to have beef or something like this, please raise your hand, because this helps to prepare the next round. One? Okay. So for one, let's say for 2 persons, because I think he can eat a lot, we will have some vegetarian foods ready later on. I'm looking forward to that picture. Roelandp, your stage.
Okay, thank you.
I think you are one of the people I don't need to introduce a lot.
Okay.
By the way, thank you for all the work you did for the blockchain. I know how much time this eats.
Okay, thank you. You're utmost welcome. Thanks for handing me the mic. It's great to be at an event where I don't have to present in between, but still I want to take one moment to be presenter. Please give a round of applause to Sonia and to Detlev and the family for giving us such wonderful foodies and taking care. Thank you. It was very lekker. Dankjewel, Sonia. Yeah, so thanks. My name is Roelandp, and I'm here today to learn from you guys, because I've been building a house for the past 4 years. And therefore, I ask you guys to maybe scan this QR code. I'm going to ask you 2 questions, because I'm trying to learn, and I can learn from you directly. We can talk afterwards. I'm going to ask you, what is Hive? And later on, I'm going to ask you, what is Hive missing? So I want to know from each and every one of you. By the way, Detlev, we are doing a HiveFest ticket giveaway, right? Yep. How are we going to do that?
Lovely.
How are we going to do that?
We will do it in a very lovely way, and maybe I steal the microphone. So, we like later on get the names from the people who like to come to that HiveFest, who like to win the ticket, because this is soon in October. 15. He wrote it down for me, thanks. In the lovely town of Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And it's actually easily to reach from Brussels or Amsterdam or Frankfurt. So there's already a bunch of people flying from Belgium, even some Germans meeting here and going there. So later on, I will collect with a piece of paper some names, then we will put it in a magic cup face, something, and there will be someone who will pick the winner. So we will see. And the winner has to show up. Not selling the ticket somewhere for a double price or something. No, we don't do that. Roland,
Okay. Yeah,
fine?
thanks. Yeah, I'm fine. I just had this super. Okay, yes. So, as I said, I'm here to learn from you guys. So that's why I call my speech Beyond the Fest. On the one hand, I do these HiveFest almost every year. Last year I did it together with Damir, LordButterfly. The year before I was too busy building our house, so the folks Starkers and Dan Hensley in Mexico organized the event. And before that we all met in Amsterdam. And I've worked for 4 years on a house. It took me quite some time. And I grew older, and then it came to me that I want to come back to Hive and I want to add value. But I also learned that time is limited. My mom passed away way too young, so 67 is my ETA, or at least anything beyond 67 is a given, is a gift. So I still have 23 years and I want to make the most out of it. And yeah, back in the days, I used to work as a developer, and when I was basically spoiling time, right? So I made all these apps before Hive. I made a location-based audio platform. You could record with your phone, your iOS. I made an iOS app, I made an Android app, I made a full web application. Another time I made widgets for social networks. I made a Queen's Day app and a tour guide application and so on and so forth. Or I even made a printable a Hive-Fest magazine. Not a Hive-Fest magazine, I made a printable dance magazine. Every month I spent countless hours on designing a magazine, and then people could download it. And every week I updated the static PDF image to reflect the new news, so it was still very much up to date every week. So it all took a shit ton of time. And every time was building an app, building more features, making it super polished, hiring even designing agencies to make it super cool. And then I was fed up with it. I was done, nobody used it, and I moved on to a new project, basically. So yeah, I learned a lot, but was it a success? No, it wasn't. So maybe what I should have done, or what I could have done, was maybe adopt the lean startup method by first finding a product market fit, and then actually making a product, trying it out, validating it, and then adjusting it, which would have been way cooler. Maybe it would have turned into better results for my past applications. So yeah, this mindset, this change in mindset, for my next phase for Hive, I really want to apply this, right? And to me, Hive has also changed over the days. So where initially Hive was just blogging on the blockchain, you come for the dollars, you stay for the community, Hive has evolved, right? Hive is like a living organism, and we all take it's like a meandering river which goes left and right, maybe the path of least resistance, and everybody embraces Hive on a different way, right? Hive is communities. We've got Michael from the Berlin Rebels. We've got the Skate Hive community, the finance community, and Hive has turned into a platform for games, the Splinterlands, the Rising Star game, and obviously Hive is a place for media distribution. So what is Hive? I mean, it's so much. And yeah, I need to know what Hive is to you before I can add value to where Hive maybe could go, or where I can add my value. And coming back to Andre's talk about, Andre is on the center point of centralization on one hand, which is great, because if you have a vision, you can just go and follow that vision and do it with all efficiency and efforts. And on the other hand, we have Hive, or we have decentralization, for example, with the Hive fund, right? There are gazillions of projects. People say, okay, I think this is good for Hive. I think we should do this. And then people can just apply for a fund and execute it. What I want to say is that I think there is also a beauty in some kind of a centralization, and it could help Hive maybe further by having a little bit of centralization in order to grow the project. Yeah, my personal desire is to grow the project of Hive. And I want to add that value, but yeah, how to do that? So my question to you, what is Hive missing? Oh no, what is Hive to you? Let's go. I can show it on the screen. Ah, here I am. Amazing technologies. Okay, a family-like community. Oh, a family that brings value, a community, life, a beer place, real social media, a top tech blockchain, a blockchain, and a social media platform. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's also what I feel. I feel like a family on Hive. And now I should switch, and that's what I was trying to do, to the second question. And I bear with me one moment. And there we go. And this one is live, very live, much live. Thank you for your input. And now I ask you for the second one on your phone. What does Hive need next? Because this is actually what I'm looking for. Use Make it easier. Make it easier of what? Make it easier what? Make it easier to blog, or who wrote make it easier? Make it easier what? To onboard?
I said I'm thinking about young people, and for us, it's not really easy to get on the platform. I mean, I tried maybe 3-4 times before I arrived to access. Okay. So it's, yeah, it need to be easier if you want more people like me, like my friends, like, you know, or even maybe old one or young one. But yeah, we need this more accessible.
Right. But do you mean to understand it, or to for the onboarding, or?
I mean, for example, if you want to access to Facebook, it's really easy to put the application, or you just go on Google and you put Facebook and you're on it. You just need to create an account and it's really easy. Here, when I tried to make an account, I had a couple options, was not really well explained. So I think this is something you could make better. This is something maybe it's interesting to, yeah, to try to.
Yeah, thanks. So the onboarding, thank you. Very, very well. All right, okay, it's already the biggest one in the center. Easy onboarding process. Okay, salesmanship. Who said salesmanship? Oh, Sorin. What can you explain me? What do you mean about it?
I think that in the Hive community we have too many people focused on the technology, and too many people who think that excellent products sell themselves, and that is not true. We were just discussing during lunch with Detlev. We need marketing and sales. Marketing is, for me, easier than sales. Sales is harder. Marketing is like opening and inviting people to come check your products. Sales is closing. And yeah, I just want to remind the audience, I don't know if there are enough people in the audience who remember this classic movie from, I think, 1992 or something like that, where Alec Baldwin is a young, hungry salesperson, and he teaches older salespeople that the essence of anything is ABC, always be closing. And that is, for me, something that is insufficiently underscored in the Hive community. We create great products. There are so many applications I can't even keep count. But as you said, nobody uses them because we don't know how to sell them. Thank you.
So, but then circling back, you should know what you are actually selling, right? I mean, there should be a defined set of, are we then selling the family? Hey, come join the family? Or should we sell, what should we sell then?
So for me, the power of Hive is that it's so versatile and you can build anything. For instance, you can sell Splinterlands cards, and they have been quite successful at that. I think raising Star has been less successful. There is a beautiful game that is called Exode that I think it's almost unknown. I don't know if more than 10 people play it, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful product. It's a beautiful game, but nobody knows about it because there are no salespeople. And Hive is a lot of things. I'm going to actually present this payment solution and that is built on Hive. And our main challenge is that we need to sell it to the real world, to real merchants, shop owners, and as a matter of fact, they don't even need to know much about Hive. For them, we solve their problems, and they don't care that the plumbing underneath, like under the hood. If you need a car, you might or might not be interested in what engine it has, right? So we need salesmanship, I think.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, thanks. As a sales and marketing pro, I totally appreciate your discussion point. And that's actually something I also feel that we need both. But you said marketing is not as much easier as sales, but I think it's the more important thing because it's the base of everything. To sell any product in the future, whatever it will be, we need marketing, and marketing needs two things. It's visibility and it's demand. This is the two things we actually need to create. And my question always was, why don't we have visibility and demand? Because when I entered, you will hear this in my keynote later on, when I entered Hive, I just felt the demand by seeing what I'm getting, but I didn't have that. The demand has been before, but I didn't know that there is existing actually a solution for my demand. And this is the first thing we need to focus on.
Thank you. I want to add just one thing. I am discussing with Detlev during lunch, and he mentioned, I think, something like 15 to 20% for marketing. In my opinion, we should be directing something like more like 50% of any budget for any project toward marketing and sales.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this valuable input. It will really help. And of course, I cannot make a decision about what I am personally going to do next, just based off these 5 minutes, but there is enough to do, I guess. But yeah, it's exactly things like this or meetups like this, which really help Hive, and in this case, myself personally, by learning from you guys. And the next one where we can go is next week to the conference. Yeah, maybe I'm coming. I have to discuss with my family because I've been away from home quite a lot. And then afterwards, because I'm also going to head a bit further, so I guys also invite you guys to the next one where we discuss all things Hive and also try to grow Hive by, well, just being together for 5 days in a great place, Kuala Lumpur. So yeah, HiveFest obviously is all about good times, but it is also about breeding ground for new ideas and for fostering connections and learning from each other, and maybe finding that great app or come together and market and close deals for Hive. Always be closing. ABC. I always call it always be charging, but you say always be closing. Raf and his team made a little video. Let me show it to you guys. Maybe you've already seen it. Yeah, wonderful work, Raf. Thanks a lot. Yeah, so Hive Days, 5 days this year, like it was before. Opening drinks on day 1, then 2 days of conference, and 2 days of city trips, exploring Kuala Lumpur and the vicinity. It's a diverse program, as always, social, but also conferences. And new this year is one of the days, because every year HiveFest is using funds from the Hive DAO, right? And there's always been also a criticism that, yeah, it's just for the in-crowd, only for those who can go. If you can pay it, and then it's just circle jerking, everybody talking to each other, and everybody already knows each other. So this year, introducing the second conference day of HiveFest will be co-branded Chain Culture. The website is live, by the way, and I urge you to visit it and register. So basically, it's conference day 2, which will be open to the public. So obviously, everybody who's attending HiveFest for the full week will be paying a fee for the catering costs, and also helping promoting Hive through this new day called Chain Culture, and where I'm really trying to open up Hive to promote cross-chain interactions, basically. So, for example, Damir will tell in a bit about the VSC project, which is obviously about interlinking chains. We've got V4V app, also using several blockchains. And Asia is a crazy young demographic, has a crazy young demographic, and huge crypto culture. Only 2 weeks before HiveFest, Token 2049 takes place in Singapore. So I really hope, and I'm connecting with the local blockchain communities in Kuala Lumpur, and I really hope that this will really help to interlink and bring Hive, but also other chains to Hive, and bring Hive to other chains, and foster interchain connections beyond just having this circle jerking HiveFest. I'm maybe using the wrong words for the event I started, but it is of course not a circle jerking fest. But so chainculture.cc, please register, so we up the registrations on Luma a little bit. Yeah, so, and I invite you obviously all to come to Kuala Lumpur. It will be great, as always. And I think that's my slides. Thank you so much for your input. If you have any questions about house building, isolation, or developing AI, smart contracts, not so much, but yeah, I'm here. Or about HiveFest. Thank you.
You know, going to Asia in the time could be as well dangerous. So I think you need a hat.
Oh, thank you. And a sticker.
And a few stickers. We have to put them somewhere in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and blog about it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We will, because after all that food, you need a little bit of movement. Now we don't do. You have 2 minutes walking around while we're setting up the next speech, and then we will go further.